The Detroit Lions were short at wide receiver, so they traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. We talked about it briefly yesterday, but we'll just dive into a little bit more, and I'll tell you what I think this guy brings to the team. I like this move. We were short at wide receiver. Marvin Jones abruptly had to step away from the team, and we needed a wide receiver, so I'm not mad at this. Now, Donovan Peoples-Jones, drafted in 2020, the infamous COVID year. I remember this guy at Michigan, 6th-round pick, 187 overall, but I want you to see something. He is being drowned out in Cleveland. You got Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and also like they've gone through all these quarterbacks. This guy has played in 7 games. He averages about 1 reception per game, 97 yards. His lowest total of his career at 12.1 average. Let's take a look at his stats. And we went over this yesterday, but I want you to see something, and I'll tell you what I think he brings to the team. His best season was so he's spread all over the place, but I love this though. So he played the least amount of games in his rookie year, but he had the biggest average per catch in 21.7. Had his highest yards last year, most catches, most targets, but his second to lowest when it comes to yards per average, right? Average per catch. 13.8. And after 7 games, still averages 12.1, 7 games, and only 8 receptions, right? So that means that every time he catches the ball, it's for the equivalent of a first down. But what am I saying here? Reminds me a lot of Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds, up until I want to say it was the Baltimore Raven game, or it might have been the Tampa Bay game. Every time that Josh Reynolds caught the ball, it was either for a touchdown or a first down, right? That's outstanding. Josh Reynolds, underestimated receiver, underappreciated receiver. And somebody in my comment section in a live stream today compared Donovan Peoples-Jones to Josh Reynolds, how Josh Reynolds has that long speed, that kind of those long strides. And this guy is going to add to our game what we don't have. We've got J-Mo, right? J-Mo's inconsistent, trying to get him going. We've got J-Mo to go deep. But now Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to give us that as well. Now, he runs a 4.48. He ran a 4.48 at the combine. So not the fastest guy, but still can give you the deep threat. If you go watch any highlights from Cleveland where he's in there, he's going to show you what he can do. Now, here is something that was intriguing yesterday. We talked about adding an edge rusher to the team. And a lot of the guys that I was mentioning were on expiring contracts. And it surprises me that Brad Holmes actually made this move. So here's something that we have to look into as far as something new that Brad Holmes does now. He took a linebacker in the first round, something he hadn't done until this year. And another thing now is he picked up a free agent next year. This guy will be a free agent next year, but I take that back because Josh Reynolds was picked up. Again, a Josh Reynolds comparison. He was picked up when he was waived by the Tennessee Titans. We were first on the waiver wire. We took him, and he was essentially a rental at that moment. And then we signed him to a 2-year deal, which he is in the final year of his deal. But this is what he was owed to start the season. And now half of the season is gone. And next year, as you can see here, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. So I thought about this long term. And you know, guys, I've been really tough on Brad Holmes when it comes to the edge, but I must say, if you would have said Donovan Peoples-Jones could be a receiver on the Detroit Lions at the trade deadline that would, in my opinion, legitimately move the needle, I would say, okay. I would say, all right. And we would give up a 6th-round pick in the draft after next in order to get this guy. And I think he's going to be around for a long time. You know, I criticized Brad Holmes about shopping at the dollar store and Five Below. And I mean, overall, he's done a good job. I just think that eventually he's going to have to pay. But we got to pay St. Brown. We're going to have to extend Jared Goff. So we got some people to pay, and I want him to take care of them guys first because we want to keep this team together as much as possible. But eventually, we're going to have to add that additional piece. But I think Brad Holmes traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones with the thought of extending him or signing him to a 2-year deal. It's going to be a 2-year deal. I don't see a 1-year deal because this guy's 24 years old. Josh Reynolds is 28. I think he'll be 29 if he's not 29 already. And this guy is going to be, in my opinion, a future part of this team. We knew Marvin Jones wasn't coming back. So now we drafted Antoine Green. Receivers under contract still stay the same. Antoine Green, Khalif Raymond, Jamison Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. If we were to bring back Josh Reynolds and Donovan Peoples-Jones, that's 6 wide receivers right there. We only went into the season with 5. So then you start to wonder, with Green on the practice squad, having been taken in this year's draft, would we draft a wide receiver? We probably will put him, maybe 2 deep on the practice squad, something like that. Or will we not? And when it comes to free agency, Mike Evans will be a free agent if they don't get anything done before, if he does stay in Tampa. Well, he'll be a free agent anyway. There's going to be some receivers that's free agents, but they're older. Mike Evans will be, if he's not already 31. This is a solid piece and a building block toward the future. So I think I love this move. I'm not mad. I still want to see somebody on the other side of Hutch, but this is not a bad move. No lies detected, man. This guy, I think, is going to add to our game what we're missing. I think he's going to be super reliable. Super reliable. He was reliable in Cleveland, and maybe he can be another person that Jamison Williams can look up to, being that older wide receiver. So it's going to be kind of curious to see where the Detroit Lions go this offseason. I would be surprised if they don't bring back Josh Reynolds. I really would be, because what we've seen is the majority of the offseason, they just bring back their guys. I remember we just kept bringing Alex Anzalone, Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds. We're just bringing our guys back. So I would say that is the priority, would be to extend St. Brown, would be to re-sign Josh Reynolds, re-sign Donovan Peoples-Jones, especially if he makes a significant impact in the last 9 games. So that's what I think. Love the move. Not mad at it at all. Filled a position of need with a quality, solid player, and I think it's only up from here. So let me know what you think in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.